Hi, my name is Becky Ferguson, and I am here today to talk to you about how to manage and develop the faculty of Odyssey Charter School. George Couros once said, technology will never replace great teachers, but in the hands of great teachers, technology is transformational. While technology in the hands of great teachers is transformational, there are issues with online learning for the faculty of Odyssey Charter School. And part of the reason for that is the expectations that are placed on teachers, especially those teachers teaching online. They are coming from a face-to-face environment into an online environment, and things are quite different. Not only are they going to be in charge of the content, but they're in charge of how to design that content, that learning for students. Um, and it places great stress on teachers. One of the issues that they face is how are they going to interact with students online? How in doing that, how does that when they're designing a class, how does that contribute to the teacher-student interaction? What learning activities are going to be created and how are they going to elicit those desired interactions that a face-to-face teacher thrives on in the classroom? And as well, what impact does teacher student interactions have on the learning process? Because there is a very distinct impact. Solution one to this issue would be for teachers to create a more intentional online learning environment for all types of learners. To be able to do that, teachers need to have time to be able to collaborate and mentor with each other. They need to provide detailed instructions and expectations for their students. They need to be intentional with what they're putting in there. The syllabus needs to be very detailed so that students understand exactly what is expected of them in an online environment. Teachers also need to develop their time management skills because as they are being intentional, they cannot they have a life outside of school too, and they need to be able to set up boundaries. They also need to continually learn. Effective professional development is at the heart of being able to design, and being able to design means that you're going to be able to create those great teacher-student interactions. Another solution is that teachers need to be present in the course. They need to be there. There are ways that they can be present. They could create videos to give out directions. They could hold online office hours for students to come in and speak to them. They could provide, again, timely feedback that students are able to understand and glean information for themselves to be able to help improve themselves. They need to respond back to student issues as soon as possible, be present in the discussion forums, and they need to be able to establish a personal connection with their students. And in doing these things, they will be able to. Another major issue is the time and the workload that online teachers have. The issue is what expectations do students have for instructor availability? How does the instructor manage technology monitoring tools? How does the teacher respond to an email? What is it? Do they have a set time? Do they have hours that they're available? And then what support is offered for teachers in terms of technical support? How are they able to have that time that they need to have that support? One of the solutions for that would be to set boundaries that could include creating a schedule, using time management skills like having an online calendar, setting up specific times to work on specific things, delegating tasks out if they're able to. Another solution to that issue could or would need to be having continuous learning opportunities. Technology is changing so quickly that's something that a teacher used even 5 years ago may not be relevant to how they're teaching today. And so being able to have that time to learn new things could help them to be able to lessen the workload that they have, which would then lessen the time that they have to spend on creating and designing within a course. One of the other major issues for teachers, and I've talked about this already, is the ability to have professional development. In terms of that, what types of professional development classes are offered to teachers? What are they able to go learn about? Is it offered at Odyssey? And then what is the focus of the professional development classes that they're taking? Is it something that teachers are going to actually use? There's no purpose in going to a professional development course if it's not going to help you in the long run. One of the solutions for this would be to prepare the faculty to teach online. They need to have programming, professional development programming, that specifically addresses teaching efficacy, online pedagogy, and technical expertise. It is vital that they are able to understand how to teach within the realm of the online world, because it is not the same as being face to face. Another fundamental component of a professional development program is that they learn how to use the learning management system that they are going to use in their online teaching courses. It's almost better for them to learn how to do that as a learner so that they can see it from the student point of view. I had the opportunity near the beginning of the pandemic to teach students how to create, how to use the LMS that we use currently at Odyssey, and it was a great opportunity because I had to act as the student instead of as the teacher, and going in and finding that material and looking at it made me realize just how things I thought when I designed it would work out great and the kids would love it, but when I went to go take it, it wasn't as great and it was actually confusing. So being able to have those opportunities to learn are vital, because again, the technology is changing so fast, but you as teachers, we need to understand what it is that the kids are going to see. There is scholarly support for these specific issues. In the world of online education, connectivism theory has become pretty much the basis for almost all online learning. Dr. George Siemens published his article in 2004 titled Connectivism Learning as a Network Creation. And then a year later, Stephen Downes published his article, An Introduction to Connective Knowledge, that went through and explained just what role students and teachers are going to need to have in that online learning environment. Some of those things include the fact that when you are learning and you're gaining knowledge, it's not just one opinion you need to seek out. You need to seek out many. The process of learning is connecting ideas together instead of just sitting there and learning about English or topic in English. It would be great if you were able to collaborate with all of your other academic subjects as well. And the connectivism theory, Again, because this is an on-learning environment, learning almost always is going to reside within some form of technology. The theory also is a proponent of the fact that learning is more critical than knowing. The connections that students and teachers make with each other and that they nurture with each other are needed for that continual learning. The purpose of the connectivist learning is to be informed with the newest information. So again, for a teacher, it's vital that they are able to keep up to date with the technology that is around, that is the newest technology that is coming out. And with a connectivist theory, again, it's the decisions, the learning process is something that occurs over time. It's not something that is immediate. Overall, online learning is a great environment in which to learn as long as you have the tools that are necessary and needed for not only a teacher, but for a student as well to learn. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you for a couple of minutes about the issues facing online learning.